So every 4 years we have our presidential elections, and without fail, every time I always go, there's 310 million people in this country, and these are like the five smartest people that we can come up with. It's crazy. It's always crazy to me that we can't find people that are more qualified. Everybody bitches about our options, so why can't we find anything better? And the answer to that question is because it's money. You have to have a ton of money in order to run, so you have to have the support of one of the parties behind you. So my dad and I talk about this all the time, and we always say, wouldn't it be really cool if there was some kind of like a national bracket system where the election happened on the local level, where in your town anybody could go to some kind of town hall and run for president. They would come and they would present their ideas and say, hey, this is what I think that we should do, and if I were to be elected, this would be my course of action and my policies. And you would vote your guy for your town. And then in your region, all the guys who won their towns would then go together, and then they would debate to win the region. And then or maybe like county, then the county would go on to like a district level, then it would go to the state level, then it would go to a regional level, and then ultimately to the national level. So instead of having these candidates that are kind of, picked for us, you could really have, some guy who's a school teacher from Seattle, or, economist from Denver. And, you actually have just normal people who win on the weight of their ideas. Obviously, that would never work because the status quo, is not going to concede that amount of power. That we have a hand-picked group of possibilities, of options for a reason. Just look at the fact that under George Bush and under Obama, nothing has changed. We have the exact same policies. They ran as polar opposites, and the outcome is the same. The trajectory of our country is the same. So anyways, it's not going to change from the government itself. So I was thinking, why don't we do it ourselves? What we could do is have a website that works that exact same way, where anybody could enter the race on a digital platform. They could make a profile for themselves, and we'll have an online bracket like that, where on the internet people will debate, and anybody from their territory can watch the debates and then vote on who they think wins, and move up until this website has produced one winner. Now, this will do two things. One, it obviously will not enter somebody into the race. This person will not be a viable candidate. But if we could get enough people that were interested in it, it would be a way of injecting subjects and issues into the national debate. When we're watching the debates on TV for the main candidates, they're going to say, man, there's this website where everybody's talking about this certain issue, so we need to address that issue also. Secondly, this is a very lofty, idealistic idea, but what if you had enough support on a website like this where when you got down to your final couple people, or even just a final one person, through the site you could then do a grassroots fundraising program where everybody who's participated up until this point, or watched the debates, could contribute money and then actually try to run this guy in the election, in the actual presidential election. So it's just an idea that I have right now. Obviously, it's a ways off till our next presidential election, but I was thinking about the elections in Iran coming up, and maybe this would be an idea that we could launch in other places too. And the coolest thing about the internet is that we're seeing the democratization of all different kinds of industries. But what about the democratization of democracy? So that would be kind of a long URL for a domain name, but I think that might be kind of a cool idea, the democratization of democracy. So if anybody out there thinks that's a cool idea and wants to work on it with me, we could make a website, and like I said, I think it would probably be best to roll it out in some other countries first that have elections coming up. So if anybody out there in a different country thinks it's a cool idea, let's work on it.